Phil Calvert, founder of IFA Life, and I speak at conferences and events on social media. It wasn't all that long ago that financial advisors' main way of finding new clients, new leads was through referrals, yellow pages, and local advertising. Social media and the internet has come along, and it's given financial advisors the most fantastic opportunity to raise their profile and to get across a human side to them in ways that hadn't really been possible before. I think predominantly for financial advisors, one of the key things they need to be doing with social media, and one of the key ways they can be using it, is predominantly visibility, and to get across the fact that financial advisors are not scary people who will strap you to the chair and force you to sign checks to give away your money. But it's a brand building tool. It can be used as a communication tool. It can be used as a marketing tool. It can be used as a networking tool. There are so many different ways, but I think the first things IFAs need to be thinking about is, given all this and given all this great stuff that you can use, we ought to have a plan, some sort of strategy behind it. One of the first things I would do is to have a blog. And put something on it if you can every single day, but certainly something every week, just a few paragraphs, a few thoughts, a few opinions, a few comments, something a little less formal than maybe an article. Include some key words in there. Maybe, if you're an inheritance tax specialist, occasionally get the words inheritance tax in there. But get this, and one of the great things about having a blog is that it puts regular new content onto your website, and of course the search engines are looking for regular new content to serve up to other people. So blog is a great way of doing that. A lot of people talk about Twitter as to whether that could be of any value to financial advisors, and predominantly from what I've seen, the main value for financial advisors using Twitter is actually to talk to other financial advisors and to interact and engage and ask questions, help each other out. But when you do talk to IFAs, they will say, oh, actually, as a result of doing that tweet, or I put a video on YouTube, or I mentioned something on Facebook, actually, I can trace that back to a client that I've got. So there aren't many that will tell you they're getting loads and loads of business from it. But if they were doing any local marketing or advertising in the past, then they need to be thinking about social media as perhaps the replacement to doing that, or as an alternative, or something that complements what they still do locally. Okay, the potential dangers of using social media are that you could let your imagination get carried away. You can get involved with conversations that go down a track that perhaps afterwards you would regret. Sometimes you start to see people getting into arguments with other people. And I think for the most part, people don't want to be seen to be anything other than professional and friendly and courteous. And I think you need to keep those things in mind. Also, you certainly don't want to go down the line of specifically promoting products. That really is a no-no, certainly from a compliance point of view. But one of the great things about social media is that it is about interacting, about engagement, about relationships. And if you suddenly barge your way onto Twitter or somewhere else and you start saying, check out this great new bond, you're not only going to irritate people, you're also going to irritate your compliance people as well. So go in with care when it comes to social media. Think about, what do you want people to actually see of you specifically? Balancing personal and business is very much a personal thing and will depend on your strategy for using social media. And I think strategy is really important because there are many, many financial advisors who are now using social media, but they've no idea why. Other than, well, I saw somebody else using it, so we'll give that a go. Let's give Twitter a go this week. Let's give YouTube a go, and maybe we should tart up our LinkedIn profile a bit. If there's no strategy behind it, you'll be using it ad hoc at best, and any business that you get from it will be by accident at best as well. So if your strategy is to raise your profile, to give people a sense of who you are, what you're about, as a person, as a business, then yeah, make it a bit more personal. If your strategy is to go on there and just talk about how great your business, then I suspect you'll put more business material on there than anything else. Like most things in life, people buy people, and if we buy into the person, then we may well buy into their products and services later. So I think a good healthy dose of business and personal material will help to attract people to you. A lot of people ask me this, how do we find the time for all this? I think, like anything else in your business, if it's something that is part of your business, part of your strategy, then you just have to make time for it. There is a trend towards people outsourcing their social media activities, but I think it stands out so obviously when you've got somebody else to do your social media for you. One of the core points about social media, it is about you. And to be quite honest, if you are using Twitter, it really doesn't take very long to type out one sentence of 140 characters. There are lots of resources for financial advisors on how to use social media. Just type in social media for financial advisors or social media for IFAs and you'll find lots of material out there on the internet. You ought to check out ifalife.com because it is a social network for financial advisors. Thanks for listening.